Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We're so glad to have you with us tonight. Welcome to Pampered Chef Live, our weekly live cooking demo. I'm Michael. I'm your moderator for tonight. So happy to be here with all of you. I have missed you all. I haven't seen you all in a couple weeks. It's good to be back, and we're glad to have you with us tonight. Where are you joining from tonight? Post in the chat. Let us know. And while you're here, drop an emoji if your consultant invited you to the show tonight. Again, we're just so happy you're here with us tonight. Hey, during the next 30 to 45 minutes, we will be joining Claire from her home kitchen as she teaches us how to make a flavorful sandwich ring. Yes, you heard that right. And an easy and impressive no-bake tart pie. It's going to be awesome. So after the demo, we'll be selecting 3 attendees for giveaways. If you're watching on Facebook, be sure to register for the event right now through Zoom in the description of this post so that you can be eligible for tonight's drawing. We will also have some Q&A time with Claire about the recipe, the products she used, and some other questions about her experience as a consultant. If you have a question that you would like Claire to answer, drop it in the Q&A feature here in Zoom. And that's different from the chat feed. It's a dedicated feature. Our staff are responding to questions, and we'll save some questions for Claire, and we'll answer as many as we can depending on how much time we have left. Couple other housekeeping notes before we get started. First of all, we will send you the recipe and product handout for this event via email about an hour or so after the event ends. So don't worry about taking down notes or anything. If you missed something, we're going to send you that recipe handout so you can make this in your own kitchen on your own time. Second, please take the survey that pops up in Zoom when the event is done. We want your feedback, and if you need a little motivation, we do a giveaway one extra giveaway every week for one person who fills out the survey randomly chosen. So give us your feedback. If you don't win the big one, maybe you'll win some of those. Lastly, if the Zoom chat is getting too busy for your device, we get this feedback all the time. You can mute it. And if you're on desktop or on a computer, click the little arrow next to the chat button at the bottom of your screen, and then click to stop showing the chat preview. If you're on a phone, open the chat, tap the little bell icon, and then select mute. And if you don't like all those emojis coming up on your screen, you can select more on your phone with the 3 little dots in Zoom and select hide reactions. So hopefully that makes it a little peaceful for you, but maybe you'll like the chatter. I like the energy of it personally. But right now I'm ready to kick back and let Claire take over. So friends, grab a beverage and relax, and let's get cooking. Take it away, Claire.
Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. I'm so excited to share these recipes with all of you. We're going to make a no-bake peach tart and a California chicken club ring. This recipe is one that we have made for so many years within our family. In fact, our youngest would always say, "Can you make that Pampered Chef recipe?" And I knew exactly what he was talking about. And when I told one of our daughters, we have 5 kids, she said, "Oh, it's a classic. I love it." So I hope you enjoy it too. And yes, keep those hearts going because my heart is pounding. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start with the California chicken club ring. And this is a recipe that has been adapted through the years. In fact, when Pampered Chef told me they had this, I said, "Oh, we've been making that for years," but they brought it to 2025 and it's healthy. So here we go. All right, we're gonna start out with our batter bowl and we're gonna start putting some ingredients in here. So I do have some mayo, and because we're not putting kale in this recipe, that's just a preference of my family, we're going to add just a little bit more of the mayo. If you were doing kale, you could use our serrated nylon knife and pull the kale right through the holes and then take the stem off. So this is a great tool for that. All right. We're going to need a little bit of Dijon mustard, about a tablespoon. And this is where, when it's a tablespoon of this, we just measure with love because it's harder to clean it than it's worth, right? Okay, so we are going to get out our twist and chop, our electric twist and chop. It's one of my new favorites. You're going to hear me say favorites over and over and over because I use our products all the time and I love them. And we're putting in some green onions. We're putting in enough for this and for the avocado topping that we're going to be making, and just doing it in one sweep. I'm all about quick and easy. All right, we have some garlic. I always ask, is this a bulb or a clove? When I used to do parties, I would say, I need 2 cloves, and the host would have 2 bulbs sitting out. So I always ask because a lot of people don't know. So we're going to use a clove of garlic. We're going to put it in our garlic press. And I find if you put the hump up, typically it's going to pop out when you open this. Didn't happen today because I'm on camera, I think. But you can just use the little Barbie brush and take this out. Now the garlic press, you don't have to peel, but you can also use this for frosting, for grass, if you want to do some decorating with some cookies, or you can use it with the Barbie stuff, and you can do it with the Play-Doh. So many multi-uses. Even ginger, if you want to get back to cooking. All right, I'm going to just press it. And what I love about this is it does such a fantastic job in no time at all. So about 3 seconds, I usually have my regular onions all done, and I love doing cookies in here. And I was terrible at making pie crusts, and now I can make them. I do a single one in here, and it's perfect every time. All right, I'm going to put most of this in, and I'm going to leave the rest for the other part of the recipe. Alrighty, so we need to get our chicken. And our chicken, I went ahead and did that ahead of time. And here's a tip. So when you go to the store, you can buy chicken in bulk and it's usually cheaper. So go ahead and put it into your pressure cooker. We have the deluxe multi-cooker. And I put my chicken in there, I turn it to poultry, I press the button and I press it again, and it cooks it all up. I make sure I add at least a cup of water, and it does a fantastic job. I love to add the rotisserie seasoning. This recipe calls for rotisserie chicken, so this is just a cheaper way to do this. And this also will do so many other meats. I love doing eggs in here, hard-boiled eggs. If I had known about this when our kids were little, then I would have done all of my eggs in the multi-cooker just because the peelings come off so easy. And I never dreamed I would make yogurt from scratch, and it does such a fantastic job. Even sous vide, there's so many things that this does. So I really, really love this tool, and it will save you money in the long run, but save you a bunch of time. All right, so we have our chicken, and it was cooking in there. And we're gonna use our salad chopper. Our salad chopper has been around for a very long time. It's one of my favorites, and it says salad chopper, great for doing the lettuce and all that. But I love it for cutting up chicken, for cutting up any meats. It just does it quickly and easily. I'm gonna put this out here so you can even just see how well that chicken got done in those 15 minutes. And it just kind of comes apart. So easy. So cutting this up with the salad chopper takes no time at all. And it's kind of, you're chunking it, but you're also shredding it. So you don't need a knife anymore, for sure. All right, so we've got most of this. And the nice thing is the broth that you have in there, you could save to make soup, but you can just see what a fantastic job this does. All right. So I'm also gonna use this for bacon. Now you can cook bacon on our bar pan in the oven at around 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. or you could get the little pieces of bacon if you want. But this is the pre-cooked, and it's what the recipe calls for once I listened to the recipe. And once again, just cutting that up with the salad chopper. All of this is going to get cooked again while it's baking. So see how simple and easy that is? I'm just gonna dump that all right in there. You can never have enough bacon, ever. All right, we're gonna scoop this up and put it in to our bowl. I love our batter bowls. There's a couple different sizes. There's the 8 cup and the 4 cup. And they come with lids that snap on top. So you could mix up this whole filling ahead of time. And then for Easter or any holiday, even for dinner, if you're working during the day, go ahead and take your filling out, and you can just put it right into the crescent rolls and you'll be done. Okay. All right, I'm gonna hand this off and wash up. 1 second. Okay. So we need a couple other things. We need some tomatoes, and these are cherry tomatoes. We're gonna actually cut these up in our closing cut. This is so fantastic for chicken breasts. They're both spring-loaded on each side. You put your meat in here, and then you just cut across, just like that, and you'll cut your chicken breasts in half. So the same thing is with grapes or with cherry tomatoes. I love it for grapes with the littles when they come to visit. And we're just gonna put these all in here. And what I love about this too, it's safe, because there are things out there like taking 2 plates together to do this, and they shift. So this is super safe, just like that, cuts right through. I also love it for bagels and brie cheese when I'm doing appetizers. Works so slick. Alrighty, we also need some cheese. Now this is pepper jack cheese. You can use whatever kind that you like. We've made it with Swiss, we've made it with cheddar. You decide how you want to make it. I always tell my brides when I'm doing bridal showers and we make this recipe, you can make this with any leftovers in your refrigerator and it'll look pretty anytime. All right, so the coarse cheese grater folds up like this. You can use it as a V right on your counter, or you can put it right into your bowl and put it right over the top. So you do whatever works best for you. We do have a guard that you can slide right on there, put your cheese in there. And we're gonna use about 4 ounces of cheese tonight. The thing is that I learned from one of my friends is that you never want to touch the cheese. Never touch the cheese that you're not gonna use. So let me ask some of you, have you ever reached into a bag of cheese and then it got moldy? Or you touched a block of cheese and it got moldy? Any of those? So what happens is the bacteria in your hands is creating that. And so I always recommend that you don't touch any of the cheese that you are not using. I'm just going to do one more chunk. What's your favorite cheese? Let's put it in the chat. All right. There we go. So easy, dishwasher safe. I always love that. I'm gonna put this in here too. All right, so let's just look at everything. We're skipping the kale. We have green onions, we have bacon, we have garlic, we have grape tomatoes, we have the cheese, and we have the Dijon mustard and the chicken and the mayo. So it looks like we have everything we need. So we're just gonna mix this up. And while we're mixing, I want to talk about this baby right here. And this is the stoneware chip and dip. So that is another one of my favorites. It can be used for cold, it can be used for hot. You could put veggies on here, you could do tortillas, and then you could make cheese sauce in the blender. Pretty slick. Of course, you can do the ring. The rings are so easy to do, and so many different fillings. There's ham and broccoli, there's enchilada ring, taco ring. There's so many things that you can make with this. All right, so we have all of that all mixed together. Don't you just want to eat that with a spoon? In fact, that would be pretty good to serve along with some chips. All right, what is this? These are crescent rolls. So we always used to say, if you can open a package of crescent rolls, you can do Pampered Chef. Well, sometimes I have problems with that, so I thought I'd do it ahead of time. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking a little bit of oil along with our pastry brush, and I'm going to put that on the bottom of our chip and dip. There we go. And you'll see the middle bowl that comes with this in just a little bit. And then we're going to lay these out. So you can see this. All right. So this nice little circle in the middle makes it so easy for you to go ahead and put these out, lay them out. And you're going to overlap them, and we're going to fit all 16 of these in here. So we're just going to go one by one. Now, one side is straight and one's angled. So once you start, continue doing them the same way. When I was opening the package earlier, I had my groceries delivered. It's my one guilty pleasure since COVID. And I found that they had put the sheet in of crescent rolls. So we cut them up quickly. Glad it didn't happen on camera tonight. All right, so we're going around. So like I said, when I got started 27 years ago, we just needed a little extra money because our kids at that time were 9, 10, 12, 13, and 14. I always tell people, if I had met anybody like me, I never would have asked them to start Pampered Chef because we were such a crazy family. Our oldest has a severe disability and he still lives with us. And it just was a really crazy time, but I loved the flexibility of having Pampered Chef in my life. And I was working full-time at that point, and I quickly quit my job and went full-time with this. And I have not turned around since, and I'm so grateful and thankful. All right, so we're gonna take our baker's roller, just do a little, do you call that, let's see what you say. Is it a sunbeam or is it a starfish? What do you call it? We're just gonna go back and forth, make this a little flat area. All right, there we go. How easy was that? Do you think you could do that? So easy, so easy. All right, we're gonna use our scoops. So our scoops are come in 4 different sizes. We have a small scoop, which is great for doing your small cookies or even doing your, we had the mini muffin pan back then, maybe your brownie bites would be great in there. The medium size is wonderful for your large cookies and then also for your meatballs. But I'm going to do something larger. We're going to use the large scoop. This one is perfect when you're making cupcakes. And then the large one is really good for something like this too. So you can choose which one that you want to use. But just mound that on. Now, if you need to make some adjustments because somebody doesn't like some of the things you put in here or they're allergic, I have an answer for you. So we have a pan called the brownie pan, and you can actually do this right in here. Can you see that? It's just one crescent roll and a good scoop of this in there. Flip it over, bake it, and it works so easy, so simple, and you can freeze those. You can freeze them for when you need them, and good portion control. Okay. Here we go. And you think it looks beautiful now? Just wait. Okay, here's where you can get creative. Are you ready? All right, you can take these edges and you can just go straight over, but I like to crisscross them. And crisscrossing just gives it a little bit of that pizzazz that you might be looking for. And if you really want to have pizzazz, you can twist them too while you're flipping them over. But I think these are so pretty. This is going to go in a 375-degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. And you want it nice and brown. We're actually going to take an egg and I'm going to whisk it. We do have two different sizes of whisks. We have a larger and a small. I'm going to use the small one tonight and just whisk this egg up, and it has just a little bit of water, and this is going to create a nice brown topping. There we go. Whoop. And we'll use our pastry brush or basting brush and just put that over the top. Looks so pretty. I bet you're hungry. We haven't eaten yet, and I'll show you why. So this, like I said, would go into an oven, 375 degrees, 20 to 25 minutes. Beautiful. Now's the time that you go, oh, wow, that's beautiful. And that's what I love about Pampered Chef, because our kids are always like, gross, yuck. And then I go to parties and show people the food, and they're like, oh, this is so good. So let me just show you the magic of TV. Woohoo! Isn't that beautiful? So, nice and brown. And here's where we do just a couple other things. We're gonna take our mandolin, the Rapid Prep mandolin. I absolutely love it. And it's safe, easy to use, so very compact. And it has a couple adjustments on the back. So if you can see, we do have where you can slice, where you can French fry and julienne. And then you can dial to how thick you want it. So for this, we're gonna do 5, and we're gonna do French fry. What do you think we're gonna do? I'm gonna put this together. I'm going to take some romaine lettuce. And we are just going to, and I don't know, I've had shoulder surgery, I've had breast cancer, lymph nodes taken out. So I have really measured how strong I am with my tools, and it's really gotten me in shape. I would say, can't you tell I'm so in shape? And then we put this on. All right, it's as far as I'm gonna go. And I love to put this around the edge. And I just keep turning it. And I find that the lettuce, for me, is just kind of a nice green. to serve on. And yes, I am a messy cook. It's the way it is. Okay. So what do you think so far? Pretty? It is. It's so pretty. All right, but we're not done. We have a little bit to go yet. And we are going to take those onions, and they are going to be the beginning of the next part. All right, so this is the middle part that goes with the chip and dip, comes right with it. And we're going to make some filling that, a dip that uses some avocados. Now, my avocados, I never really knew how to get them ripe so quickly. And the I had to look up the pronunciation, are the smaller avocados. And all I did 2 days ago is put an apple. You can do an apple or an orange in the gas. You can do a paper bag, plastic bag, and it helps ripen them quickly. And it really does work. I tried it twice. So I already opened up one, and I'm going to open up this other one for you to see. So, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our avocado tool. Now you can get a set that has the avocado tool, our guacamole serve and store, and then got to have a mixing tool with that, and some guac mix. So that's available now. Now watch how this all works. It has a sharp edge, and it is sharp. And you're just going to go around. You're going to twist, and look at how beautiful that is. I'm going to take the dull side, score, and then I'm going to put that right into my twist and chop. And there's a pit. Now some of you might be taking a knife and trying to hit that pit. No, no, no. So you just take this part and it takes it right out. These nice little claws do such a good job. Don't worry, I have a bin down here. I'm not throwing food on the floor. Don't want you to worry. Okay, and so easy to clean this out. I'm just so impressed with that apple trick. It works great every time. Now, I did not know there were 2 sizes of avocados. My husband has a coworker who brought one in. He had given his workers all the avocado tools for Christmas, and then he gave me that large one, and I had never seen one like this before. I was in disbelief. Have you seen them this big? Holy moly. Holy macaroni. They are huge. So, all right, I have this in here. Next, we're going to use our utility knife, and we're going to take a lemon. Now, I just told you I don't have a lot of strength. So what I do is I take off the ends first, and then I cut down the middle, and then I put them in my citrus press. And we only need about a teaspoon, so I'm not going to use the other end. And you put it upside down, and you press it in, just like that. That was a pretty big teaspoon, wasn't it? And we're just going to use it all. You can never have enough lemon with that. And it calls for salt. And it's about 1/8 of a teaspoon of both. And I find that you need that flavor because there's a lot of bland in here. And then one thing more, we're going to use our measure all. And we just have some Greek yogurt in here. Clean that off. I love this because it's so easy to use and just pushes out your food. So peanut butter or Crisco or any of those. All right, so we have all of our ingredients in, and then we are gonna make this sauce in no time. Just checking. Yogurt, avocado, lemon, green onion. mix this up, you can go ahead and press it to release all of the air that's in there. So let's see how this does. You can also use this for storing. Now it's called the guacamole serve and store. So you can serve it right in this tool and then store it. So I'm just gonna put some of this in here just so you can see that. And then if you put some in here, let me just show you how this works. I'm gonna take the blade out, sharp. All right, so, and what you do is you take this and you press it, and then you're gonna lock the top on. Oops, lock the top on. That would not work. I don't know if you heard that, and you're just gonna press. And you're gonna keep pressing until it comes out that middle. And I will tell you, this will stay green. Can you believe that? It will stay green. It's amazing. Just put it in your fridge. Who wants to add that to their list? And that is while supplies last. All right. I'm going to show you this very quickly. This is an egg cake. I've been showing you the prep bowls over and over, using them for so many things. So let me just show you how to do this. It's a great activity to do with your family. So you can take your prep bowls, mix up a cake, and make sure that you paint this with oil, and then you put your cake batter in here. I fill it up to this line right here, and then I take a knife and I cut right down. Oh, thank you. I cut the top off because we need it flat, and then I cut right down the middle, like so. And you put those two ends together, okay? So here, put those ends together, put some frosting on, and decorate it up. Great project to do with your family for the holiday. Okay. So here we go. We have a dessert to make quickly. And pull this to the side. We have some cream cheese, and I have that in the small batter bowl. You saw the large one before. That was 8 cups. This one is 4. And we are going to actually use, we made one ahead, and that's the beautiful part about this dessert. You can make this dessert ahead, and with the crust and with the filling, and then you can, I don't have all my strength yet. Then you can pull it out when you need it. So we have some cream cheese in here. We also have some caramel. So our blender over here makes so many things. And think about things in your refrigerator that you need to make. Maybe some jam. You press a button, throw a couple ingredients in, it makes jam. What about fudge? Make some hot fudge. What about some peanut butter? What about some caramel? What about alternative milk? You can do hot things, cold things. You can do soup from your garden. It cooks it up to 212 degrees. It is one of my favorite and most used tools in our kitchen. All right, so we are going to take our cream cheese and our caramel, and we are going to start mixing this up right in our deluxe stand mixer. And we also are going to add some powdered sugar. So this is a little sweet. If you have a big sweet tooth, just go for the recipe the way it is. The cream cheese kind of mellows things out a little bit, and so will the topping. So for the topping, we are going to use our peaches, and you can buy them in the store and use the stone wedger, but they weren't looking so great. So this will take the middle right out. So instead, we're going to go ahead and do this in the microwave with some frozen. And it actually was a little bit cheaper. So I'm going to put these right in, and we're going to put this into the microwave with a couple things. All right, so in the microwave, we are going to add some apricot jelly. Whoops, I just dumped my cornstarch. I am pampered, but I am never, ever perfect. We're going to put that in, and that will make it just so it makes a nice topping. And this is going to go in the microwave for about 3 minutes. And the word is thickener. Okay. You can never have enough pretzels, folks. Never. Okay, we're going to take our processor again, our twist and chop, and we are going to add some cookies. Now there is a set that has our Tart pan and the shortbread cookie mix, and that is available for you. But we are going to go ahead and just use some from the store. And I love this because Pampered Chef put in the recipe that you only need 10 ounces, and it's an 11.2 ounce package. So what that means is, I think that we can eat the rest of them, don't you? Mm-hmm. See how quickly that came together? And then we're going to add some butter, 4 tablespoons. And what I love to do is to take a bag and put it on my hand. And then I love to, don't you love these lids on here? I love to take my crumbs, pour them in here, and then smooth this out over the entire pan, just like this, and up the sides. And through the magic, we have one done. All right, we're gonna start our mixer. Cream cheese, caramel, powdered sugar. We're going to put it on beat, and we're going to let it run. And while that's happening, we're going to take our whipped cream maker, and we are just going to chop this baby, or whip this baby, about 30 seconds. And in here I have heavy whipping cream up to the line, and then I also have 1 teaspoon of vanilla and a tablespoon of powdered sugar. Now here's where you need to do lots of hearts and cheer me on while I get to the end. And you can feel it pulling just a bit, and look at this. Whipped cream in no time. You can add so many flavors to this. Maybe you like it chocolate, maybe you like bourbon, maybe you like to do a coffee flavor, pumpkin flavor. Whatever flavor you like, you can go ahead and add that right in there. All right, so I am going to add the whipped cream. And we're almost done with this recipe. Who wants to lick this right now? I do. This also has a decorator that comes on the bottom, so if you want to make this fancy pantsy, absolutely you can. So I'm just going to throw this in, and this will be ready in no time. I love all the pre-programs on our mixer. Think about when you are baking and you have to watch it, and then you have to make it go a little bit faster. This does it all on its own.
Hey Claire, it's Michael here. I know you're almost done. I wanted to just make sure that we have enough time for a few questions at the end. So, um, yeah,
Wanna lick this, Michael?
I wish I could. Honestly, it looks incredible. But okay if we start wrapping up at this point?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. I mean, look at that. That's just decadent. Awesome. Okay, so Claire, I'm gonna just do some quick announcements and then why don't you show us the finished product at the end? How's that sound?
Sounds perfect. Thanks.
Okay, great. Thanks. Looks amazing. So I'm going to come back on here for just a second. So Claire, you're obviously crushing it. This is amazing. There's so many great tips here. Really appreciate it. Friends, I want to jump into our giveaway. However, I want to make sure that I know that there's some people who are a little eager to see if they won something. So we're going to do that real quick, and I'll do some quick announcements, and then we'll wrap up and see that finished product and do some question and answer. So tonight we are giving away the Fruit Tart set. This is the set that Claire showed us. That is a great way to make a no-bake pie like this, a no-bake tart. I might be using the word pie wrong there. Includes the tart pan with lid, a cup slicer, and the shortbread cookie mix. So let's see who our winners are tonight. Tonight, our lucky winners are Kathy Dravenga, Sayuri Castro, and Andrea Niedzwicki. Congratulations, Kathy, Sayuri, and Andrea. I will be in touch with you to get your shipping information, and we will get these products in the mail for you very soon. So, yeah, congratulations to our winners. A couple other things I want to just draw your attention to very quickly. We have an entertaining essentials sale going on. This spring, we're helping you celebrate and entertain with savings. If you want to learn more about any of these products, talk to your consultant and get some of these products in the month of April through the Entertaining Essentials sale. This is a great opportunity to get set for summer and all the celebrations and parties to come. Lastly, if you enjoyed seeing some of these appliances that Claire showed us tonight, such as the blender, such as the stand mixer, the multi-cooker, you have the opportunity to get one of these 60% off when you host a party in April. Any of these appliances that you see here, you can get for up to 60% off when you have qualifying party sales. So talk to your consultant to learn more about how that works. All right, so we're gonna do some question and answer. Do you have ooh, yeah. Can you hold that up close to the camera? That looks amazing. While you do that, I'm gonna pull up some questions for you. We probably only got time for just a couple questions here, but oh yeah. Look at that.
You can serve more of the topping. When you serve it, just drizzle it over the top.
Yes, love it. Okay, so couple questions for you here, Claire. So one person says, do you use the twist and chop with the Pampered Chef pastry crust mix? Have you ever used that?
I haven't made it with that, but I've made my own crust. And it works fantastic. So I don't see any difference than using it with the Pampered Chef one. So
Cool.
it works
Love it.
if you stink at making pie crusts, you are gonna love this so much, so much.
Great. You said that the ring is a favorite in your family. Do you tend to make sweet or savory? Which one do you go with more often?
Ooh, I love both. The cherry cheesecake one, oh, that's so good. But I tend to make these a lot for meals because they're so impressive and so easy.
Love it. Somebody had a question about using the closing cut to cut chicken. They said, I've used mine twice and had some difficulty cutting. Yep. Is there any trick to it? Or maybe I need some sharper knives?
Oh, sharp knives are key, but also making sure that you have an 8-inch knife is, I think, the key to that, and it just glides right through. Um,
And that is the size knife I believe that comes with the set.
and
Okay.
if you don't have that strength, I mean, I have the strength, so everybody should, but you can also just kind of saw it, but it always ends because of the hinge. So
Great.
super easy to use.
Love it. Tons of people were loving how you used the lettuce in the rapid prep mandolin. I thought that was a great tip. What setting did you have it on when you did that?
I had it on French fry and I
Okay.
also had it on 5. But if you want it more, they're longer pieces, then just put it on slice. This just takes it and makes it into really small pieces.
Got it. And then on your awesome avocado and apple tip, does the apple change texture when using it for ripening avocados?
I would say, my apple didn't look very good in my refrigerator to begin with, so so now it looks even worse. So it's because I've been experimenting with this, so I could give you good information. Um, do the avocados make it look different? No. But me keeping it out in a bag for the last week, yeah. Plus it looked terrible before.
Got it. Sounds good. And you showed us a couple different of these electrics tonight, and the April host offer, people have the opportunity to get one of these 60% off. If you had to choose just one and somebody was new to this, what would you recommend?
Oh, you're making it so hard. I mean, everybody has their own choices. So I tell people evaluate what you use in your kitchen, how you cook, but the blender is a game changer for me. Our freezer went out and we had fruit in there. I put it all in and made jam. I never lost money on anything that I would have lost in my freezer. So
Love it.
use it constantly. There's so much it does.
Love it. Last question for you, and then we'll wrap up here. You said you've been a consultant for, was it 27 years?
Can you believe
Incredible. So in your experience of doing this, you've made money, you've earned products. What have been some of the other benefits you have found in doing this?
I love that we have the opportunity, all of us do, for travel to earn trips. So my husband and I have had a honeymoon every single year, and I love that. But I love mentoring and helping others in life. And with breast cancer and some of those other things that happen in life, I've been able to mentor other Pampered Chef people and customers, and that brings food to my soul.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Claire. Thank you for sharing your story, and welcoming us into your kitchen, sharing your time and talent with us tonight. We're very grateful for that. And if any of you want to learn more about becoming a consultant, talk to your local consultant, or you can visit the Be a Consultant page on our website. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. We hope you will join us the same time next week with Shantae, who will show us how to make an elevated brunch with crowd-pleasing dishes at a fraction of the cost of eating out. Plus, we'll have another giveaway and look at more new spring products in action. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you all for joining us. Register now so we can see you next week. And we hope you all have a great night. Bye-bye, everybody.